Well, you might be wondering, what exactly is Westgate Adventures? Well, Westgate Adventures was a series of modules and eventually a campaign setting. Actually, we really wanted to do the campaign setting first, but it wasn't completed yet, so we just started putting out a game adventures. This is a set of 5 right here that we first ran. Westgate Adventures was a campaign setting for Osric specifically, because I saw that Osric didn't, as far as I was aware of, didn't have a specific campaign setting that anybody had been publishing for that rule set. So I wanted to actually do that. And that's where Westgate Adventures was born. We were only able to publish about 5 of them during that initial run before a lot of other problems happened. We had to shut down the business, but we're back now. Now, there were some problems. If you've read any of my other writing about this or have seen previous videos on this, there was a bit of a problem with the naming of Westgate Adventures, and that's because I don't actually play any of the old Forgotten Realms materials, and I didn't realize that there was a very, at the time, it was a very well-known city called Westgate. I've been told recently in the new age of role-playing that it's not as important as it used to be, but back when we first published this, it was a very well-known setting, very well-known city, and a lot of people were emailing us, are these modules for Forgotten Realms Westgate? We're like, oh no, oops. So it was a bad naming convention in the first place. So Westgate Adventures was its original moniker, and so we're continuing with that for the reprints, because they're really just reprints of the original books that have been revised, and they've got the old school essentials rules added into them. But Westgate Adventures as a product line will be going away. But just the name is being rebranded. So these Kickstarters are your only chance to get the Westgate Adventures name on your thing. If you're a collector and would like that, this is what you want. We'll see these adventures again, though, down the road. I don't know that we'll be reprinting the adventures again, because this version of them is pretty good. But we have an entirely new game coming out. We just haven't revealed the name of it yet, but there is one. And the new game line is very compatible with a lot of other games. It is a different kind of a game system, but it's built on the structure of the 1E and Osric and 2E and stuff. So it's similar to that, but it also is different. But all this stuff is compatible to it, and Westgate Adventures will live on there. The setting is actually exactly the same. In fact, actually, there is still a Westgate, but I may change the name of that. But the name of the game is going to change. The branding is just going to shift on this. Anyway, so that's what Westgate Adventures is. It was a campaign setting designed for Osric, and it ended up just we kind of ran into some problems with it as we were originally publishing it. So we're bringing it back again just for these reprints, and then after that we're moving on to our new game. I should also mention there were a couple of sublines within the Westgate series. So although Westgate Adventures was the main game line, there were a couple of subsystems, and Beneath the Ghoul Lair, which is for this Kickstarter, is one of those. It was part of our Dungeon Raiders series. Here's the original Beneath the Ghoul Lair, and underneath here it actually talks about the Dungeon Raiders series. And what this was meant to be was 1970s, early 80s style, just straight dungeon crawl. There were very simple modules, story light. That was the whole point of the Dungeon Raiders. So that's one of our sublines. We also had the horror series, which we have not reprinted those. Those are the Night of Terror games, such as Ghost from the Dark Wood. These are coming next, and the next 2 Kickstarters are going to be 2 of these horror Night of Terror series. And we're excited about those. They're some of my favorite ones with the Night of Terror series, but they just require a little extra work, so we had to put them at the end. So yeah, there were several different lines going on. We had a lot of other lines in that too, but those are the only ones that had gotten published at the time. And we're hoping to see a lot of this again, like I said, in the new game. But until we get there, this is the only way you're going to get them. So hopefully you can back us. Unless, well, of course, there's the Overstock store. So if you do miss the Kickstarter and it's successful, there is a chance to get them a little later. But we prefer you back now, of course, because we want to get them published. So anyway, that's Westgate Adventures, and we'll see these adventures again. Though, like I said, we love them to death, and we love our characters in them, and they will live on, but just under a new name.